What's up, YouTube? It's your host, Deeper Depths, with the Deeper Level Podcast. Do me a favor and smash that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I upload a new video and more content becomes available right here on this channel. Let's go. What is up, YouTube? It is your host, Deeper Depths, with the Deeper Level, and today we are back at it with another video concerning Gotham Knights. A plethora of information was dropped as IGN did their final piece of coverage on August the 31st, which was the preview of the game. I do want to say shout out to WB Montreal, because what they did by not allowing IGN to actually play the game and just be able to watch gameplay is they control the narrative. So by not putting the controller in the hands of IGN, help them to control the narrative until it's finally time to play test this game. I think that was a very, very wise move, because how many times have we seen in times past where IGN played a game and did not fairly assess it based on their experience with the game? Not saying that that's going to be the case, but I think it was a real smart move not to do that and just cross that bridge when you get there. So there are 5 things that I want to cover in this video that I took away from the previews. That is Gotham Knights itself, a fame system, detective mechanics, villain knights, and then lastly, co-op. Okay, so let's talk Gotham Knights. And when I say Gotham Knights, I'm not talking about Knights. I'm saying Nights. The only time that you will see daylight is inside the belfry. When you exit, it's automatically nighttime within the game. And it is at nighttime that crimes will be completed and that crimes will happen. When you end the night of crimes, that's when it is reset. Now, new crimes emerge every night, so it seems like this is going to be a constant process that you never quite get rid of, because there's always going to be crimes to solve. Even if you progress through the end of the story itself, the world continues to go on. A system designed to create a realistic situation within the world, because they said that crime is something that you will never be able to completely stop, as even Batman was not able to do it himself. So I think that is a really, really cool thing as the game continues to go on and progress, making it to where the game technically is not beatable. You may finish the main story arcs, but there will always be content to do inside of the world, and I think that is a brilliant choice on the behalf of WB Games Montreal. Next, let's cover the fame system. From the beginning of the game, they said that you have what sounds like almost full access to the open world, as they are aiming for this to feel like a real city. And we know in real life that as long as you have a form of traversal, even in your local city, you pretty much can go anywhere and visit anything. So I like their approach to that, because in this open world, we will not have restrictions, and it does not make the game seem like it has a linear path, as you can choose the route in which you want for the events to unfold. So you start off with a cold version of Gotham, and the citizens do not like you. The reason that I say this is a fame system is because I've seen this system used in other MMORPGs like Final Fantasy XI, Final Fantasy XIV, where you gradually start to build confidence with the residents as you help them and solve crimes. Because first and foremost, no one likes you, so they don't even trust you. Now, there is a group that you get access to called the Watch, which is a group of citizens that act as informants for you. So I imagine the more crimes that you solve and the more trust that you build with the residents, the more information that they will be able to give to you as it relates to other things that are going on in the world. Let's look at the detective mechanics. Now, it feels like the detective mechanics of Gotham Knights will bring diversity to the game, as you have the option of pursuing the activity queue differently. And as I stated earlier, this is what makes the game feel not so linear in its path, because we can approach this situation any way we want to. However, if you do fail a crime, they stated that there is no way to repeat the exact same scenario again, which is part of the superhero learning curve. So it will teach us things indirectly. Maybe we need to use more stealth, or maybe we just need to use our level up and get more experience so that we know how to come into a fight stronger, depending on what scenarios are thrown at us. Now, it says also as you patrol, you find clues to other crimes that will be committed. So it seems to me that no two particular playthroughs will ever be the same. One person may be finding clues on an entirely different part of the map, while another person is finding clues on another entirely different part of the map. So that way, each playthrough is never really the same. So I like that approach, because what that is going to do is if we decide to play through the game with multiple characters, it won't feel the same no matter how many times we play through it. Now let's talk about Villain Knights. Now, Villain Knights, they said, is something that will happen. Multiple supervillains are running riot across Gotham simultaneously, and each have their own different agenda. Now, supervillain arcs, as they call it, are optional side stories taking place over multiple nights. So it does not mean necessarily you have to do these for story progression. My takeaway is this is something that if you run into it from your detective mechanics, you can actually discover what a supervillain is up to. Once again, this is a brilliant design within an open world game, because they are now part of the open world itself. Villain Knights will happen. This makes me wonder if beating a villain in a fight doesn't necessarily mean that you're destroying them for good. For instance, if Harley Quinn is trying to take over the hospital and you are successful in stopping her from doing that, that may mean that the next few nights, or after you have an opportunity to discover what she is up to after that particular crime that you stopped, maybe she tries to take over a bank, who knows? But it was stated that you're not able to wipe out a faction from the map, more so just hindering their work temporarily. And now that I actually think about it and spend some moments in deep thought regarding that, I do believe that you are only slowing these particular villains down, because we do know that the Gotham Knights, as well as Batman, they do not kill people. So it sounds like to me that none of the villains will be killed. You'll just particularly be stopping them from that particular thing they were trying to do in that one instance, but they will still continue with their agenda throughout the process of the game, as well as with in-game content. So there are so many directions that Gotham Knights can go with this. So again, I certainly want to praise WB Games Montreal and the development team for coming up with this particular design for the game, because as it relates to in-game content, I do feel that if DLC ever comes into play, that this will be an opportunity to add in different villains that all of us have expressed that we wanted to see. We may get the opportunity to see the Riddler. We may get the opportunity to see the Mad Hatter. We may get the opportunity to see the Croc, or who knows, but it's a lot of different directions that they can go with this game. Once again, I'm your host, Deeper Depths, and this has been The Deeper Level. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the preview that IGN most recently shown and who you are going to main in the game. Signing off, and I will see you again on the next video. Peace.